This is going to be another morning rant. This morning, this topic on spirituality and consciousness, but in terms of experience labeling and boxing ourselves into definitions, either by ourselves or by other people. So there's a concept I really like, game developers use when they build an entire open world system in a game to experience, to save on computer space and RAM, which is basically data that the computer is using in real time to process stuff as opposed to just storage. It renders the world view of what your character is currently seeing. Let's say there's a 360 rotational map world view that you could see. The direction you're facing in is what will render in and what will have some type of physicality to it, where you could touch or interact with it. And when you're not looking, it literally disintegrates. It's not there until your character, then the camera turns to that direction. And in reality, in the real world, we know that matter reacts in not the same way it does that when we do observe it. So I think manifestation kind of goes hand in hand with this, because what you believe, what you tell yourself, the narrative or the version of reality or stories that you tell yourself shape the perspective, the narrative, and the experience that you have. It shapes the physical reality outside of you in some way. The problem is that we all collectively together share certain concrete concepts of how something is, so it stays in that way. But if we all shift perspectives, individually, of course, we'll have to shift perspective. But if we could all consciously shift perspective of something, that something then changes within reality. Us as a microcosm, my whole universe within ourselves is within the macrocosm. And just like we are the microcosm in the macrocosm, we are also the macrocosm in a microcosm, which is a big concept to wrap your mind around. In essence, it boils down to just not defining or putting labels on anything that's around you, because from the moment you say that you have ADHD and your doctor comes and gives you 10 symptoms of ADHD and that you need medication for this or that or this or the other, you all of a sudden are bound by a shackle. But if you shift perspective and look at it, and this is just an example, somewhat different, that ADHD is just a signal of a dysregulated nervous system and an overactive mind, or maybe that it is in some way a superpower where you are able to focus on multiple things at the exact same time. It no longer has that negative connotation and instead brings perspective that you are unique in your own way, separate from somebody who doesn't have the quote-unquote ADHD. But I guess everything just boils down to perspective, right? Anyway, thanks for listening. Have a good day. I love you.